Hello, welcome back to Toy Story 3, this is BioEnchanted, and today we have quite a bit more stuff to do. So much so that I actually had to edit two videos into one here, because I ended up cutting a large chunk out of two 25-minute videos, resulting in each of them being 10 minutes long by the end of things, because of how much wandering there was, and how much wasted time. Because we're actually running out of things to do at this point. It's starting to wind up towards the end of things. Let's pick up a few more random side quests. So let's add a bit more plant life, shall we? Also, we've remembered that plant life comes in the... There we are, in the little flowers on the porch. There we are. Let's also make sure that we're doing this correctly. Yeah, we need to do 3 specific buildings. It's not just 3 random buildings. And this guy has a few photos he wants us to take. Oh, great. Now she's put me in that mission. I might as well get that over with. Yeah, they do, but for now I'm just going to kick her up a cactus just to get it out of the way. There we are. Yeah, still can't skip that. I don't know if this is actually any faster than running or not, but it feels a little bit quicker. Thought I could be clever there, but nope. Let's get a photo of this power trooper, shall we? For our little birdie. That didn't count. We need to get him right in the middle of the frame. There we are. That'll do. I like the photo ones because they give you a good look at all the different locations, all the different kind of characters around the game and things like that, and that's pretty neat. So let's add the flowers to the right places, shall we? This place got a windmill and flower boxes, it's pretty swag. I just need to do the saloon. That fits a little bit of the Nemo theme, that seems fine. And there we go, putting up enough bandits in the jail, we get the JLO achievement, gold star thingy. But he also wants a picture of a bandit, so we'll need to take care of that later. Could have told us earlier, mate. We would have got one for you earlier. Let's talk to our post buddy, shall we? Okay. As you'll be able to guess, this is nearly impossible to do on foot, because of just how tight the time limits are. So we're going to need to get a buddy for this. For now though, we'll need to abort the mission, so that we can actually interact with this, and get Bullseye going. He's fast, very fast. So you can see it's much easier to make the distance when we're actually riding Bullseye before talking to him, so let's get this done, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Ride like the wind, Bullseye! Yeah, as you can see, we're already making much better ground. Because we need to get pretty much across the entire map here to get all the way to Slinky in the farm area. And it's still going to be fairly tight with Bullseye. These limits are all very tight, but sometimes you can get lucky with a few of them. So of course this isn't the only time we'll be doing this kind of mission. There we are. With 5 seconds to spare. And that gold star was for getting Bullseye to jump a particular distance. I don't know what that distance is, but particularly large jumps can make it happen. Either that or it's jumping a lot and it's cumulative, I'm not entirely certain which. But either way, it's bullseye jumping that unlocks it. I like that you can actually pass through the ghosts as well, that's pretty neat. Because of course they're ghosts. So let's do this mission, shall we? The reason I'm doing this now is to show something off. Also, it's a pretty fun one as well, this one. It's a very elaborate, as you can see from all the construction now around town, it's going to be a very elaborate course. With very heavy amounts of platforming. Very heavy. This is definitely one of the more technical races, and it's definitely an interesting one because of that. Because it just keeps taking you higher and higher to eventually the top of the town hall. We could almost reach that capsule, but we've not quite got the lift. And the dragon can't run this race, so the dragon can't get up there because it won't have enough platforms to use to get up there. So we'll need to find a clever way of doing that. A way that I had to look up off camera because it was just kind of hard to work out. Because it's a very... That's probably one of the more difficult things to get in the whole game, that little capsule. Because it's in such a weird place and there's nothing else that can really reach it. It's right there. Just need to figure this out. But first, we have a few other things to take care of, so... we'll do that later. For now, we have our mail to deliver. I like the mailman because he gives you good reason to use Bullseye outside the races, and gives you a really good job showing you just how much faster he is than you as well, so it's a pretty good bit of design as a kind of tutorial for if you need to get somewhere quick, use Bullseye. I like we just sent Pete flying there. Now Weezy needs our help as well. Unfortunately after this one it just kind of stops. But this one's kind of tricky because Weezy can be at any point in the actual town, so it can be kind of hard to find him. If you don't get really lucky like I just did, have him right there at the entrance. Or exit, depending on how you see things. Now we have another friend that needs help. The post office is finished now though. We don't have any more post office missions to do. So let's help our diver buddy, shall we? And unfortunately you can't just take a shortcut up here, and this machine doesn't allow us to do anything with it either. So we'll have to go the long way.
If you don't defeat them, my Zerd bots will make quick work of your town.
It's fine. They're harmless, Zerg. They can't turn people to stone, or at least, or turn them into caterpillars, so they're really quite harmless. And all they can do is blow them up, and that doesn't do any lasting damage. So we can ignore the bots for now. So of course, you guys are at the topmost part of this path. So let's head up there, shall we? Save him. By killing him. Toss him into the water for his high dive. Not quite a dive, he probably did quite a nasty belly flop there, but yeah. It doesn't really matter, it's the lack of thought that counts. But here is the trick to doing that bullseye thing. All we need is a little, to make him a little bit bigger. There we are. Quite a bit bigger. I like the ridiculously cumbersome animations when it's that big as well, that's pretty funny. Like, it's so awkward looking and very lumbering kind of. It definitely makes us a good job of making him feel like he's bigger than he should be. I also like that it says you can actually see the letters for Andy's name written on his hooves. That's a cute little touch as well. Because there's no good point to see that on the other characters. You only really see it on Bullseye here because he's the only character you really see the undersides of his feet of. So let's try and get up on top of this, shall we, with our much bigger horse. We have to get a little more lift. A little higher, and there we are. Let's get a little cheeky with geometry, but we made it. Yeah, it's going to be annoying to get back up there, so I think we can just call that quits for now. We've got the mission thing, we've got the goo walls. Which is not a particularly good thing that's really worth hiding there, really, but there we go. I mean, you think it would be something better than just walls, but there we are. And for getting that last zombie done, we have Master Reanimator now as well. For getting a certain amount of townspeople zombies. So the next part, this is where the cut happens between the videos. So this time we have a few more things to finish off as well. I don't like Master Reanimator, it's a fairly annoying one to get because you can never really tell if you've done enough people or the right kinds of zombies in some case. Like, I don't know if the alien zombies count or if the haunted man counts as a zombie who's like the Frankenstein's monster character or anything like that, but let's just use the townspeople for now to get a few more gold stars. Because this gun still has a few more to give us. Quick draws is for shooting enough townspeople with the gun. That's all those are for. So let's just paint everything now, shall we? With all the other master achievements, you may be able to guess there is a master achievement for painting all the buildings. So let's get that done, shall we? And of course we're going to repaint a few of them as well, just to make sure it's counted them in the counting. I like to do making the jail dinosaur, so why not? If only there's a muffin wallpaper. There we go, that matches completely poorly, so let's use that. And yeah, I'd totally forgotten about the photo of the bandit I needed to take. But now we have some buildings to make over here now. So let's make that happen, shall we? I mean, make pretty, of course. One thing I quite like with this overall is that it gives all the characters in the whole series something to do, and I quite like the idea of that. Well, except Ken, which is kind of a shame. Ken and Barbie don't really have much to do, or anything to do, which is kind of a shame that they didn't get included, but I guess they were not particularly memorable characters, or maybe they just couldn't get the rights to the non-exclusive characters of the game, maybe. Because it might be Mattel was being a bit stingy with them for that. But that's most likely the explanation, I think, really. Because the only toys that really appear in this game are the ones that aren't really licensed. If you call a Potato Head, it really appears on this one either. Yeah, I think you actually leave out Potato Head entirely in this game as well, so it's like they really haven't got any licensed toys in this, probably because it itself is a toy, so it's hitting like massive roadblocks when it comes to licensing if you wanted to include those characters. This is what we never really considered until now. But we seem to have painted all the buildings, but it's not quite counting it. But that's because we haven't actually got all the buildings.
Everything's going great.
There's actually a trick to it. There are 3 buildings here that need painting as well, not just the barn. Although the barn's an obvious one that we've missed. Let's set it on fire, shall we? I'm annoyed with it. But also, we have these buildings over on our left here. Just making sure we can't do anything with this, which we can't. But I actually forgot it existed until that shaft appeared. That's right, we have to paint the buildings at the mine, which aren't even our buildings technically, they were there to begin with. They're really easily forgotten, the mine buildings, I always forget those. But they count. So let's finally go over there and paint them, shall we? First the blacksmithery. Or forge, I guess we could call it. No, that's the forge, I think this is the blacksmith, rather. And there we are, for painting all the buildings to get the Master Painter achievement. Star thingy. And over here, we can get a few more stars by doing a few more tricks that we weren't able to do before. Because this was about when I worked out that it's not triangle you press to do the spins, but A. I was just being an idiot for a while. Long hauls just for driving a certain amount of direction, a certain distance in the cars. And most of these, of course, use combinations of rolls and flips and spins to do tricks. So let's get the rest of these done, shall we? As you can see, there's actually quite a lot of gold stars, like 10% of the gold stars in the entire game, pretty much, are just for messing around in these vehicles, doing these stupid tricks. Maybe even more than that. That's kind of hilarious, because of the weird way we were rolling. We actually get multiple gold stars for that one. And that's pretty great, because the game didn't quite know how to count what we just did. So it's just like, screw it, take it all, I don't know. Leave me alone. Here's where our cow cannon went. But for now, let's chill out a bit and do a few more of these missions, shall we? I quite like that it gives us a really nice view of the barn and generally like of the farm area in general. I quite like generally when games allow you to do that, just get a nice leisurely look at the areas you've been exploring and just enjoy them as areas and how they're interconnected and everything like that.
Objective reached. Yes! Rainbow magic.
Luckily, to get the gold star for these guys, we don't need to know every single one of these 30 landing points. I like the flames on that particular building down there because it looks like a hot rod because of the little metal bits coming off it and everything as well, from like the bellows and everything. Don't worry, that was only a failure. I actually make it this time. Don't know quite what interrupted me last time. I think it may have been I got distracted by something, or there might have been some kind of clip playing that I'd missed. But either way, this time we just about make it.
I made it.
And now we have a few trickier ones over to our left. We actually have to hold back on the parachute for these ones. Otherwise we'll bounce back and lose control. We haven't had to do this since the very second level of the whole game. It's like you have to remember to do that pretty much if you haven't done that level yet.
Yeah, I made it.
There's a lot of overhanging cliffs in this particular area that we have to deal with as paraglider. Parachuter rather. Parachutist? Paratrooper. Well, that was the term they used. Might as well stick to the game's term instead of trying to verb pronounce myself.
Oh yeah! Yes!
I quite like doing these because it's kind of relaxing. It just gives you a chance to chill out after doing something really frustrating like the vehicle missions and stuff. Like those annoying tricks and things. After getting a bunch of stuff with those done, you kind of just want to relax a bit, do something a little bit slower, and just take in a view. In an area with the chilliest music in the whole game.
Yes!
We've only got 2 more of these to do before this particular paratroopers missions are complete. Right, 3. Then we'll be back up to something a little more dynamic.
I made it.
I figured it'd be nice to end this video with something relaxing, so let's help this guy get to all his little base points, shall we? He seems to be enjoying himself. It's a shame that when the bombs are not in flames, you can't just drive the guy over it to get a little more height. That would have been pretty cool. Then again, it's not actually on fire, but it's just a hot rod paint job, so. Something just exploded, that's concerning. I hope everything's okay. I have no idea what that was. Here we go, we're going to barely make it for that. And our parachute's flickering, so that's always a good sign. But here we are, at our final target.
All right.
And with that, we'll, now we've got all the targets for him done, I'll say goodbye.